everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So recently, bears have been all over the place. I got a puppy named Bear. There was a movie about the cocaine bear that everyone's talking about. So in celebration of bears suddenly becoming relevant in pop culture, today we're heading to Historic Brawl to play one of the most underrated commanders out there, which is Ayula, Queen Among Bears. Ayula, this card is the perfect budget commander. When you think about building a budget deck, and our budget today, 15 total rares and mythics out of our 100 cards, so a pretty cheap budget for Arena. If you think about what a budget commander wants, it wants a bunch of support cards that are commons and uncommons, and Ayula is exactly that kind of commander. Ayula is an incredibly strong card. 2 mana 2/2 when a bear enters the battlefield under our control, we get to put 2 counters on a bear or have a bear fight something. So all Ayula wants is a deck full of bears. And bears, in general, are random commons and uncommons. Like Grizzly Bears is one of the best cards in our entire deck. Mother Bear, one of the best cards in our entire deck. So we can just play a deck full of these common and uncommon bears, and because Ayula's only 2 mana, and because it supercharges all of our bears, our deck is gonna be really, really strong. If you think about it, take the classic bear, Grizzly Bears, for example. If Grizzly Bears says, when you cast me, I either can put 2 +1/+1 counters on something, so it's a 2 mana 4/4, or I can fight something or have something else fight something, so it's removal. That's an absurd card. Like, that's a ridiculously powerful card, and that's what every single janky bear in our deck is, with Ayula, Queen Among Bears. So that's the plan of our deck. We play Ayula, we play bears, we shoot down our opponent's board, we grow our bears huge, we smash our opponent to death. Since we can have almost all of our tribe members be commons and uncommons, we mostly spend our budget on 2 things. Number 1 is card draw effects. We need to draw cards to keep finding our bears so we can play more bears and grow more bears and fight more things with Ayula. So we have stuff like the Great Henge, Rishkar's Expertise, for example, Return of the Wild Speaker, Harmonize. So we got a bunch of rares that draw us cards. The other thing that we spend our limited resources on is a couple of finishers, and we don't necessarily need these to finish the game. We can just play Ayula, play a bunch of bears, grow them huge, kill you that way. But if we do need to close out the game right away, we got like Crater Hoof Behemoth to make all of our bears huge, trampling game-ending threats. We have Nissa, who is essentially Crater Hoof Behemoth, the Planeswalker. Our mana base, 37 forests in an Argoth, because it makes bears. Also, Argoth is actually really good. One of the sneaky best cards in our deck is actually Birthing Bows, that makes a 2/2 colorless shapeshifter for 4 mana. So essentially for 4 mana, we make a Grizzly Bears. The thing is, we can do this at instant speed. So this is instant speed, fight down your stuff with Ayula. So the deck makes a bunch of really janky cards that you wouldn't play in really any other deck really good. So that's Ayula, that's the plan. 15 rares and mythics, Ayula, Queen Among Bear, Bear Tribal Historic Brawl. So let's jump into some games and see what ridiculously sweet things Ayula can do. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some Phyrexial will be 1 cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Budget Magic time. We are brawling this week with Ayula, Queen Among Bears, and yeah, we'll see. Nicole Bolas scares me. It scares me. Opponent going to opt to the bottom. Play a land, and do we even play Ayula? I mean, I guess we do. It feels bad because our opponent, probably a control deck, and we don't have a bear to follow it up with, but opponent, 1,000. Okay. 1,000-faced Shadow. Well, play a land, fight the Shadow, hit you for 3, and pray for a land. If we draw a land, we get to start doing things. Relic of Legends. That's gotta go. Okay, land. Land off the top. Land off the top. Land off the top. Somehow we really need to play this Striped Bear, or this Toski. Ah, that's a land. Okay, so I think we Toski. We get to draw a card, and if our opponent wraths or something, then at least we still have Toski to, ooh, Wilson. We at least have Toski to draw more cards. We're hitting our land drops. We got to kill our opponent before the busted Planeswalker comes down. That is our challenge. All right, opponent's going to kill our commander. We put it back to the command zone. We draw a land. Well, play the land. Hit you with Toski, draw a card. Play Arcane Signet. Play Ayula. Pass the turn. So opponent's what, 2 mana away? 1 mana away from the Bolas. Well, play a land. Wilson. Put counters on Wilson. Play Owlbear. Wilson. Fight the familiar. Well, here comes the bears. Here comes the bears. Hit you for 2. Draw 2. So what does this Nicol Bolas do? 7 damage, exile cards, play a card for free. If our opponent plays Nicol Bolas, I think there's a chance we just win next turn. All right, there's Nicol Bolas. Let's see what our opponent does with it. Because we can actually kick the Vastwood Surge, right? Opponent. Flaxen. Oh, that's actually kind of good. Flaxen Intruder to make some bears. Bear Cub. Fight a bear. Play a land. Stripe bear. Whoa! Back to negation. Okay. Mass Vandal. That means our opponent does have to spend the turn. Does have to spend their turn paying for the pact. I mean, I guess we just go face. Opponent gonna trade with Wilson. Drops to 7. We draw 4. And our opponent has to spend their turn paying for the pact, which is the big deal. Wow. Ayula. Stronger than Nicol Bolas. Wait, they get to put our Flaxen and Turn Around Adventure in their deck? How does that work? Opponent, nothing. A bad fight spell with no creatures. And that looks like the bear win. 15 rare bears taken down. Yeah. Well, play the land and kick a Vastwood Surge to make sure. And that is the bears taking down Nicol. Ayula's actually really strong. You see bears and you're like, oh, it's jank, it's bears. Obviously it's not good, but Ayula is such a strong card that it actually makes the entire tribe good. And that's even like not the best matchup. That's against a control deck. Against creature decks, Ayula can just win just by fighting down everything our opponent does. So it makes all these very janky bears that we have in our deck. Wait, are we playing in the top tier? The top tier broken bucket because Ayula's so busted? Is that what's happening? Let's go aggro. Birthing Bow's really good in this deck. Instant speed bear for Ayula is really sweet. Zoomancy. I would go to its class, I think. Can we beat the sweetest commander? The question's gonna be, how do we actually play this? We're gonna have a choice on turn 2, Ayula or Into the North. Ayula into Faceless Agent, get some counters. We don't have any protection spells at the moment. Taking advantage of their free, whoa! Taking advantage of their not free mulligan. I mean, Yarok mulligans pretty well. Yarok, you generate so much value that it honestly doesn't really matter. All right, let's play a land, see if we, oh boy, here we go. Behind the scenes, green screen battles. How we looking? How we looking? There we go. There we go, I think we fixed it. About it. Yarok, what do you got? We draw a Realm Walker. Well, yeah, let's go aggro. Ayula. Living up to its name as the Queen Among Bears, it really is the best bear by about 1,000,000 miles. Opponent's on the Snarl plan. Tap land, well, Forest, and I think we just Faceless Agent. This probably looks weird, but my Ayula strategy is to try to avoid putting the counters on Ayula to make the other creature a more attractive target, because we really want Ayula to live. So I think the most value is putting the counters on non-Ayula creatures to give our opponent a tough choice. Do I want to, oh boy, well, we can fight that. Do I want to kill the Ayula even though it's small, or do I got to kill the bigger creature? Well, play a land, Professor of Zoomancy. Fight mode. We definitely do not want Risen Reef living. I know what Risen Reef does with Yarok. Kill the Risen Reef, hit you first, and look at this aggro start. Look at this aggro start. Do you have a Wrath? I mean, opponent's already getting to the I need a Wrath mode. Opponent. The bears are so bad, but Ayula's so good it doesn't matter. Llanowar Visionary. Well, I think we should fight that. Masked Vandal. All right, so we can cultivate. Forest. Put one into play, put one in hand. Play the Forest, play the Masked Vandal. Yeah, I mean, this is why Ayula's so good. Hey, guess what? Let's fight your Llanowar Visionary. And then we'll hit you with all of our bears and also a pest. And opponent's down to 6. And opponent needs a Wrath, or they're already dead because Ayula's busted. Opponent finds a land. It's also a very good budget deck because pretty much all the bears are janky commons. Oh boy, opponent, that's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. Yeah, good game, Yara. It's always hilarious to see this deck just taking down some of the strongest commanders in Historic Brawl. Like, Ayula just don't care. Well, I mean, I love Yarok, but I also love killing Yarok with Ayula. Well, let's keep doing that then. Budget Historic Brawl is interesting. You can build any deck budget, most any deck. Some are gonna be a lot worse than others. I think the way ooh, Pirates, eh? Yar. The way I like to think of it is, has a lot of card draw, but not many bears. Well, let me go. I do like the Swiftfoot boots to defend Ayula. Yeah, let's Dust Boots during Saboteur. Well, play a land, play a Ayula. Boots Ayula. No attack. Now we do need to find some bears. We do need to find bears versus pirates, the classic MTG matchup. But one of the things I look for with budget Historic Brawl decks is I want, oh, we really need a bear. We want decks that are mostly built around lower rarity cards. Ayula is a perfect example that most of the bears that you want are gonna be commons and uncommons anyway. So you get to fill a lot of your deck with commons and uncommons that work really well with your commanders. So I think that's my favorite technique, at least, for building budget Historic Brawl. We only get to do one thing this turn. I do like Tamio's safekeeping. Maybe let's cultivate. Get a couple lands. Put one on the battlefield, put one in hand. We're kind of setting up for next turn. We're gonna pass. I guess we should have attacked. We can't block this anyway, can we? I was thinking we were gonna block it, but I don't think that actually works. Opponent's all about those unblockable threats. Shiren Shorm Tema. Well, we need more bears. We need to get our fighting going. Gets and hits us. Gets to double loot, double connive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we really just want to draw a bear. We really just want to draw a bear and start killing things. I guess we can fight the Siren Storm Tamer, but that's not that appealing. All right, opponent discards some cards. We draw a forest. Well, play a bear cub. Fight the Storm Tamer. About it. We killed a single 1/1. Okay, apparently we just don't lose with Ayula. Did we break it? I mean, not that Historic Brawl is a break it kind of format, at least for me, but so far we're 3-0. We're 3-0 with a super janky Ayula deck. I do like this deck. This hand is expensive. We're up against I think we just free mulligan. This hand doesn't do anything. Okay, we do need to hit another land, but we got Stuffed Bear. How bad can it possibly be? Well, I assume our opponent's gonna be ramping. Usually Azuri is pretty rampy. Opponent breeding, pool, Elvish, Mystic. Well, land and Ayula. Chip the turn. Sadly, Stuffed Bear does not count as a bear for Ayula purposes. Could use a cheaper bear. Oh boy, we really want a cheaper bear. Opponent. Wow. All right, going off. That is a lot of cards cast. Great Henge. Well, play the land, cultivate. Forest. Land on the battlefield. Pass. What is this? Toxic when it deals combat damage. Insects you control, insects in your library. Opponent passes. Well, play the land. We do want to start killing things. Well, that's just Owlbear. Fight down a Mana Dork. Draw a card. All right, Ayula power, pass the turn. Next turn we can kill 2 things, which is nice. Opponent, is this a mill deck? Are we actually gonna get milled out by Fauna Progress? We have Artifact Destruction, we'll find it eventually. One of our mythics, Great Henge, really good because you can add counters to reduce the cost. All right, opponent. Mills 3 pretty good cards. Well, Argoth, Striped Bear. Fight the Mana Dork. Opponent block. Wow, just chumps. Does this have Death Touch and I missed it? Well, I mean, I guess we just Wilson. Counters on Owlbear. If you can't kill Ayula, Ayula kills you. Opponent adds a counter to the Fauna Progress. Cast the Time Warp, sure. Not the best Time Warp. Opponent. Ooh, Simic. Opponent does have some sweet cards in their deck. I will give them that. Oh boy, really? Okay. Well, play a land, play Great Henge, Professor of Zoomancy, get a bunch of triggers, fight down the Evolution Sage, draw a hit you with the bears, and Stuffed Bear, go. Ayula remains undefeated. Oh, the deck is so janky, but so effective. One of the other upsides is Ayula is definitely not in the top tier commander bucket. So you're not gonna most likely have to play against all the Goloses of the world over and over again, which is nice. You get to dodge that. Ooh, okay. The true test. Opponent's Nissa, which I assume is pretty busted. Who's the better mono green deck? That's the question. Opponent, Snow Covered Forest and Leafkin Druid. Well, land, Ayula, go. I assume Nissa is busted in Historic Brawl. Overrun from the command zone. All you gotta do is ramp and play Mana Dorks and you just win. Garrick's Uprising. Opponent passes. Well, play the land. Pass the turn and we can blow up the Garrick's Uprising, I guess. Is it quick Nissa time? Well, get rid of Garrick's Uprising. Death Touch Trample pretty good together. Play the land, Striped Bear. Put counters on Striped Bear. Draw. Oh, we got a lot of protection. All right. Let's see what our opponent can do. Hopefully we can fight down the Seraph. Opponent Forest. Fight Rigging. Opponent gets a counter on the Seraph. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch. Other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. We might have to like Blossoming Defense and fight. That might be, we can't play two bears this turn, so that might be our best bet. Okay, Blossoming Defense. Well, that makes it easy. Metallic Mimic on bear. All right, opponent really wants to keep it alive, sure. I mean, we're not in bad shape though. Like, I think we might be able to even overcome the Nissa. Kagla. Gonna go after the Striped Bear. Well, we will protect it. This does turn on Fight Rigging. We might be in trouble now. I was not expecting the Fight Rigging. Well, play the land. Exuberant Wolf Bear. Fight down the Augur of Autumns. Oh, can we beat a Nissa though? We're running out of bears, that's the problem. Opponent. Counter. Big draw, big draw. Fight down the Leafkin Druid. How dead are we if our opponent plays Nissa? So they play Nissa. Everything is getting, oh my god, everything's at Forest. Yeah, I think we gotta pass. Would like to play Colossal Majesty, but I think we need to be able to Heroic Intervention and do some super duper mega blocking to not die, and we still might die. Opponent. Oh, they're gonna make a token, oh god. Oh, we are in trouble. These creatures, oh, we met our match. We met our match in Nissa. We're gonna get overrun to death. Oh, we draws a forest. That's not enough, that's not enough. Well, make a bear. Unfortunately, we can't fight anything. So we'll grow the Wolf Bear. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Like, this is kind of what we were afraid of would happen, is just like Nissa being incredibly unbeatable from the command zone. Opponent finds another big creature. And the fact that all the creatures are forests, yeah, here they go. Well, apparently there is a way to beat Ayula, which is to play the most busted possible mono green commander. Nissa actually, is that even a healthy card for Brawl? It seems so easy. Like, having a Crater Hoof in your command zone seems ridiculous. Is it not busted? I'm actually curious. This is the first time I've played against a Nissa deck. To me, it seems like it should be just the most broken mono green thing you can do by a super huge margin. Ayula's pretty broken, but we actually got to work for it. We got to play a bunch of bears. Nissa is like no work required. Just like play any random mana dork and win the game. Yeah, I kind of wonder about that one. Well, all right, this hand's not bad. Double Bear Titania's command is sweet. Opponent aggressively mulliganing. We haven't seen Ronos' Monument yet. That's also a very good card in this deck. Cost reduction's good. The pumpin's good. The trample's nice. We will probably We will probably just wolf Willowhaven here. I think this is the smartest thing. And then we can Ayula and protect it, or Ayula and pump, depending on our mood. Opponent. Prosperous Innkeeper. Land and... I mean, I guess in that case, we just keep ramping. Migrations Path. Grab a couple forests. Opponent. Island. Tatsunari. Cronus' Monument. Play Ayula. Play a bear cub. Pump Ayula. Ayula. Fight Tatsunari. And pass the turn. That went pretty well. Yeah, we kind of want Ayula to live. Let's Tamiyo safekeeping. Can you beat a bear cub? Sloggerk. Sure. Oh, actually, this is obvious. Titania's command. 2 bears, 2 counters. Fight the Sloggerk. Fight the Innkeeper. Yes. Well, let's see if our opponent has a Wrath. Hit you for 8. Play the forest past the turn. If we don't get our board Wrath and we get to untap and Toski to draw 4, we're in amazing shape. Opponent blast zones, sure. It's a lot of 4/4s. Opponent definitely needs removal. Wow, just a Tatsunari. Okay. Well, in that case, Toski, trample a bear, attack you, and done. Back on our winning ways with Ayula. Why is Ayula not played more? Ayula, if you've been watching the YouTube for any amount of time, you might remember back in Modern during the Hogak era, the most broken, ooh, this might be tough, Toxrill. Can we beat a hardcore control deck? Back during the Hogak era of Modern, Ayula came down as an against the odds deck, and do we actually even keep this? It's slow. I think we mulligan. All right, well, let's have some ramp at least. And Veil of Summer, I guess, is probably pretty good. Well, Beliged Sanctuary. We do still want to hit lands. Opponent passes Forest, Arcane Signet, pass the turn. Ornithopter of Paradise. Well, play the land. I guess we just Migration Path. Grab a couple forests. So we're up to 6 mana. That's not a bad number. I'm definitely scared of this Toxrill, this Celestis. Opponent passes. I mean, the problem is this Toxrill's gonna come down. We gotta stop the Toxrill from coming down, but how? All right, let's play Ayula. And then Veil of Summer to fizzle the counter spell. Ooh, okay, that was a pretty good turn. Not bad, not bad. Ooh, opponent draws a land though. I mean, we're basically trying to race this Toxrill coming down. Revel in Riches. Actually, okay, let's Spirit of Aldergard. Counters on Ayula. Grab a land. 4. I mean, this is hopefully setting up for a really nice Rishkar's Expertise next turn. I guess if we can grow our stuff enough, it does make Toxrill a lot less effective. Elspeth's Nightmare. All right, doesn't do anything. Reassembling Skeleton, sure. Rishkar's Expertise. Draw a few cards. Stripe Bear into play. Fight down the Skeleton. Draw a card. Guardian. Gladewalker. Counter on the Stripe Bear. Hit ya. Discard a forest and a forest. All right, opponent, do you have the Wrath? Opponent needs a Wrath, and they need it now. They can take our Vastwood Surge, which is actually kind of good for them, or else we kick it and they die for sure. Although they're kind of dying anyway if they don't have a Wrath. Opponent takes a Vastwood Surge. If they do have a Wrath, it's pretty scary because they're gonna make a ton of treasures. Good game. We kill him. All right, that's how you beat Toxrill. You just kill him with bears before it can even come down. There's a deck I really wanted to try to play, a Nira Infinite Poison deck, and I could not win a game with it. No bears. We're on the play, but no bears. Bite down can kill something. You know what, I think we keep this actually. Awkward not to have any bears, but I think the artifact in Enchantment Destruction is probably pretty relevant against our opponent's deck. Well, Ayula time. We would like to keep drawing lands. That would be sweet. We also drew a bear, which is good. Mother bear is like one of the best bears. A bear that makes more bears eventually. Opponent mountain. That's not a land. Play Arcane Signet. Pass the turn, miss our land drop. Yeah, missing land drop's not good here. This Veil of Summer also looks pretty bad. Opponent cycles Migration's Path. All right, sure. Wait, Veil of Summer just does nothing, right? Karenko. Well, that's gonna have to die. Ooh, Forest is good. So we get to play the land. We can play the Mother Bear. People just scoop to Ayula. Ayula actually too good for Historic Brawl. People like salty scoop to it. Just to like, my commander can fight down your creatures by playing horrible, horrible bears. People scoop to it. That was a like turn 3 scoop to Mother Bear. Mother Bear causing people to salty scoop. Maybe bears are saltier than I realized. Sand is slow. Yeah, let's mulligan. Ooh. We haven't seen a Crater Hoof game yet. This might finally be the Crater Hoof game. Definitely holding on to this automation for after Ayula comes down. So I'm for our opponent, Arcane Signet. Colony Ambush, go. Gonna play it slow. Opponent, Plains, Karlov. Now play the land, play Ayula, play a Cheaty Bear. Counters on the Cheaty Bear. All right, don't die, Ayula. We actually need you to live. Opponent, Fabled Passage cracks it. If Ayula lives here, we're not in bad shape. If Ayula dies, things become more difficult. Wow, opponent just passes. Well, play the land, play Faceless Agent. Faceless Agent. See, I think we're doing a good job of making Ayula not be the target. Now, if our opponent taps down, we can Bouncers beat down away the Tisa, which would be nice. I mean, if we ever get the Cruel Celebrant, sure. If we ever get the lands to get to Hoof, I think we just win. Ooh, drawing a land is good. Play the land, play Arcane Signet, play Striped Bear. Cheaty Bear, fight the Cruel Celebrant. Well, that actually worked. Opponent takes it. All right, so opponent fizzled our first fight, unfortunately. Midnight Reaper. Opponent's getting some good aristocrat stuff stacked up. Spark Harvest kills a Faceless Agent, draws some cards, get some triggers. But we did get rid of the Cruel Celebrant. And Haunted Witness. Land. Play Herald's Horn on Beast. Return to nature. Blow up some mana. Pass the turn. If we ever get to cast the interesting, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Sure. So opponent blows up artifacts and enchantments. We untap. We play a Toski. We go to combat. We attack. Bouncer beatdown. The Tisa. Trade hits ya. Does not get to draw. All right, pass the turn. All right, we survived one wrath. Opponent, Cavalier Dawn. I mean, they can't really blow up the Toski. All right, opponent sacks. Okay, does not blow up any of our stuff. Interesting. I mean, that's a freebie. We will block. I'll play a Forest into the north. Get a Forest. Bear Cub. Counters on Bear Cub. Toski's gotta attack. Get in there. Ooh, we're one land away from the Hoof. We're one land away from the Hoof. Let's see what our opponent does. Opponent finds another land. If we can resolve Welcome Home with Ayula out. Nice. Okay, Tisa Karlov. Opponent gonna go attacking. No blocks. Yeah, I think we just have to Welcome Home. Make some bears. So we need to Bear, Tisa Karlov. Bear, fight Midnight Reaper. Bear, get +1/+1 counters. So opponent does get to draw a couple cards, lose a couple life. But we get to kill their 2 best cards. And we get a bunch of bears. What does this do when it dies? Return an artifact or an enchantment. We leave back the Bear Club. We kind of want the Bear Club to to stay around to reduce the cost on this Great Henge, honestly. At this point, we're playing for the Crater Hoof win. Boy, Ayula's just so ridiculous. It has dealt with so many problems. This game, our opponents even had a bunch of removal too. Opponent passes. Well, Great Henge. Exuberant Wolf Bear. So get a counter. Fight down the token, I guess. Yeah, let's go big attack. At least we should get to draw some cards from the top. Oh! Settle the wreckage. Well, yeah, our opponent did kind of get us there a little bit. And kills the wolf bear. All right, well, Grizzly Bears. Grizzly Bears coming through to save us. I mean, Guardian Project plus the Great Henge can do some work. Ayo! And a Shambling Ghast. Oh, opponent's getting frisky. Wait, can we win? Is there a way we just win this turn? How big does our team get? So we'll have 4 creatures. So if we play Grizzly Bear, we put counters on Ayula, everything's gonna get +4/+4 in trample. Well, let's Guardian Project first. Grizzly Bears. Counters on Ayula. Land. Crater Hoof Behemoth. Get some triggers. Oh, I don't know if we're gonna survive this or not. That's a big attack. Opponent, though, has some good blockers. The AO's pretty good because they're gonna put things back into play. This might be enough, though. This might be enough. Opponent blocks and blocks and blocks. Yeah, let's leave the AO, kill the other 2. Opponent goes to 3. They get back the Arcane Signet. I think we do sack it. Oh, no! Oh, they got us. Well, I mean, maybe not. We do get a 3/3, so we have a blocker. That was so bad for us, though. I was not expecting brought back. There's the Arcane Signet. There's a Mondrak. How do we get in 3 points of damage? Oh, no. Wow, opponent doesn't even attack. Well, Alder Guard. Get some triggers. Counters on Ayula. Get a forest. Draw a card. Play a land. Garrick's Uprising. Draw a card. Birthing Bow. Pass the turn with instant speed bears at the ready. Opponent's thinking about trying to make this Mondrak indestructible. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the blowout. Birthing Bow. Bear. Ayula fight the Mondrak. That is the power of the Birthing Bow. The instant speed bear fight. Opponent, Doom Traveler, borrowed time. Gets rid of the spirit. I feel like we're still in pretty good shape here, though. Wow, are we gonna win this? This is the longest. Normally we just get super easy free Ayula wins. This has been a long, grindy, fair game. A very interesting game. Opponent passes. Cycle Migration Path. Play a land. Well, that's Birthing Bow. Counters on the bear. Swift Foot Boots. On the token. I mean, opponent can only block 2 of them. Wow. Opponent played like good cards, and they had brought back, and they had AO, and they had a Wrath. That is how you brawl with Ayula. And I gotta say, I know the deck looks like a meme, but you just watch those matches. We only lost, what, 1 of them? It's only 15 rares, mostly for the card draw effects and the overrun effects to close out the game, the Nisses and the Crater Hoofs. I mean, I guess we should just talk about the deck in the wrap up. But the deck actually, like, it really is sweet. It works in a unique way. Ayula is super powerful, and then the rest of the deck, it's cheap to put together, so it's a really sweet budget deck. I really love like how easy it is to build this on a budget, because like we said, if you look at the creatures we want the most in our deck, in some ways this is like the green version of Gix. Gix was the last budget Historic Brawl deck we played. In Gix, it just wants all these evasive 1-drops in black, which are mostly commons and uncommons, so it's really cheap to put together. Ayula's the same way. Ayula just wants every bear possible, because once you have Ayula, and it's only 2 mana and really easy to get on the battlefield, once you have Ayula, every bear is a fight spell. It's a pump spell. Like a grizzly bear. If your grizzly bear or your rune call bear is ETB fight something or get 2+1/+1 counters, that's an absurd card. So essentially, Ayula makes all of our bears into absurd magic cards. So all we want to do is play all the bears. And the bears, yeah, there's a couple that are higher rarity, like Goreclaw, which isn't actually even that good in our deck. It's just a bear, but we need every bear possible. Or like Realm Walkers. There's just not that many bears in existence, so we got to play them all. But a huge chunk of the creature base of our deck is random grizzly bears and Guardians of the Glade Walk and Wilson Bear Comp. That's a rare on Arena? Oh my god, Arena. But anyway, it's mostly lower rarity stuff, and then we get to spend our few rare and mythic wild cards on card draw in specific, Great Henges, Harmonizes, Rich Cards Expertises, stuff like that, and then finishers like Nissa and Craterhoof. Even though honestly, you saw our games, we Craterhoofed once and we Nissa'd 0 times. Most of our wins were just Ayula wins, just Ayula pumping our bears and fighting down our opponent's defenses so we could attack for lethal. So I could almost see an argument, like I think these cards are very good in the deck. I think Nissa and Craterhoof are like really good, but I could see an argument that you don't even really need them because honestly, we did not use them that much. But anyway, that is how you bear people in Brawl with Ayula for only 15 rares. The deck is sweet. If you're looking for something a little bit different and fun to brawl with, I would definitely recommend it. If you got some ideas on how to update it or what to add to it, let me know because I really love this deck. So anyway, that's Ayula, Queen Among Bears in Brawl. That's our budget magic for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.